Imagine a turkey living on a farm. Every single morning, the farmer comes out and feeds it. Life is comfortable, steady, and secure. This chart plots the turkey's confidence over 1,000 days. Based on 1,000 data points of daily feedings, the turkey derives a rule: the farmer loves turkeys, and tomorrow will be exactly like today. Then comes day 1001. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. The farmer arrives, but not with food. The turkey's entire worldview, built on an impeccable historical record, goes to zero in an instant. This is the problem with relying solely on what we've seen to predict what we haven't. In an interconnected world, using a quiet past to justify a safe future makes us the turkey. Taleb calls that Thanksgiving shock a black swan. It's an event defined by 3 traits. It is an outlier that nothing in the past pointed toward. It carries an extreme impact, and after it happens, we concoct an explanation to make it look predictable. History does not crawl, it jumps. Decades of peaceful treaties can evaporate in an afternoon, plunging entire continents into conflicts that no one saw coming on the eve of the first shot. Modern financial systems operate on models designed to manage small risks, yet they routinely face crashes that wipe out trillions of dollars, events those very models deemed mathematically impossible. We see it in geopolitics too, with entrenched empires and ideological blocs collapsing overnight, shocking the observers who spent years studying their stability. These rare, extreme outliers dictate the dynamics of global markets and our personal lives, yet we spend nearly all our time studying the ordinary and the repeatable. Focusing on the normal provides a sense of comfort, but it leaves us entirely unprotected from the rare events that actually drive history. We aren't naturally built to process this kind of chaos. Our brains are wired for a simpler environment, where causes were easy to spot and effects were immediate. This is the narrative fallacy. We impose order on the chaos of experience. Looking at random historical events, we weave them into a story. We look at a chaotic scatterplot and draw a clean line through the noise, ignoring details that don't fit. This artificial story makes the past look explainable. More dangerously, it makes us believe we can control what happens next. The more intelligent the person, the better sounding the story. But these narratives are just shields against randomness, and they actively blind us to the next outlier. We are also tricked by silent evidence. When we look at history, we only see the winners and the survivors. For every successful author or entrepreneur we study, there is a graveyard of thousands who did the exact same things and failed. Because we don't see the failures, we mistake luck for a replicable formula. This blindness is lethal because we have moved from Mediocristan, a world of mild, predictable averages, into Extremistan. In Extremistan, a single observation can meaningfully change the entire aggregate. In this environment, the total impact of a single day can outweigh the events of the previous 10 years combined. Because we live in a world ruled by these extremes, yet hidden by silent evidence, trusting a precise forecast is an act of arrogance. If we can't predict the next shock, how do we actually live in this world? How do we protect ourselves from the negative shocks and benefit from the positive ones? Taleb suggests the barbell strategy. Split your resources between 2 extremes. On one side, you are hyper-conservative, ensuring the vast majority of resources are protected from any possible ruin. On the other side, you take small, highly aggressive risks with massive, open-ended upside. You aren't trying to predict which bet will win. You are just ensuring that when a positive black swan occurs, you are exposed to it. This is how discovery actually works. Alexander Fleming wasn't following a 10-year plan to find an antibiotic. He was a tinkerer, open to accidents. When mold contaminated his experiment, he recognized the opportunity. That serendipitous event resulted in penicillin, a discovery that changed the mortality rates of the entire human race. The goal is to maximize your exposure to these lucky breaks. By tinkering and chasing opportunities with limited downsides, you stop trying to be an oracle and start becoming a beneficiary of chaos. If we apply this logic of probability to our own lives, the perspective shifts. We tend to focus on the small, predictable daily frustrations. But consider the odds of your own birth. Imagine a speck of dust next to a planet 1,000,000,000 times the size of Earth. The dust represents the odds in favor of you being born. The planet represents the odds against it. In the strict language of Extremistan, your existence is the ultimate outlier. It is a chance occurrence of monstrous proportions that succeeded despite almost infinite reasons for it not to. A moment of wonder. When you realize you are already the beneficiary of the greatest positive black swan imaginable, the small setbacks lose their weight. Don't be the turkey. Embrace the unknown